All right. And today,
This week's market report is...
how buying a house is like getting a haircut. Kel,
No, it's,
what? Did I mess up?
it's more about setting realistic expectations when
talking-
home shopping.
What are you talking about? Okay.
Okay.
Sheeta, I have a goal.
So, every time we play
Wait,
barber...
before we do this, if you
Okay.
want to skip to the market report, go to the end, look for the graphs,
yeah.
we'll get right into the numbers. But this is going to be a really good analogy of what it's
And we'll
like to
fast
be a
forward through the
buyer.
whole haircut thing.
Yeah, totally. Okay,
Okay,
go.
so every time
Okay.
we play barber, Sean brings me this picture
Mm-hmm.
so that I know how to cut his hair and trim his beard.
Yeah,
Okay, you see that?
yeah.
It makes sense.
Totally
I mean,
realistic. Yeah, I mean,
my husband.
if you can't do that,
No,
you're not a good
I'm
barber.
as magical a barber as I am a realtor, so I'm gonna cut your hair long,
It's gonna
trim
look like
your
that.
beard chiseled.
Yes.
It's gonna, those two things combined are gonna give you this tan. Wait,
Yes.
hang on. And that heart-stopping smolder.
Yes. Don't forget the traps and the pecs.
And the traps and the pecs.
Of course, I already have
I mean,
those,
you
so-
already have those.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't need
All right.
help with traps and pecs.
All
Let's
right.
go to work.
On to the haircut. Here we go. And then we'll tell you about how this relates to buying a home.
Now then,
How'd we do? Did we get it?
I mean, it's pretty exact,
Yeah.
guys.
I knew it. You do this for me every time. It's amazing.
Every single time. Hang on.
Oh, wait, smolder. I have to smolder.
Wait.
Here we
Yeah,
go, side.
and the tan. I
Yeah.
just don't want you taking your shirt off because then everybody's gonna know.
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be
and I'm
unreasonable.
gonna have.
Yeah.
But
Well, wait a minute.
what?
Don't you take a picture of the hairstylist when you go?
Yeah.
Well,
But mine's
what's
very
yours?
realistic.
Well, I'm sure it is. Let me see. Which one do you take?
I'll show you my picture.
Yeah.
What's this one?
Oh, you're right. It is realistic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
That's what
We-
I call realistic
We have the
expectations.
same picture.
Okay.
Yeah,
so how
we're
does
a really good-looking couple.
Yeah. So how does this relate to a buyer buying a house, especially in this market? I mean,
Okay.
you know, so we'll get a call from a buyer while she's pulling this up.
Yeah.
I'll get a call from a buyer and I'll say, okay, so what are you guys looking for? And we'll get, as they're painting the picture of what they're looking for, it's actually like this.
They want plenty of parking.
Tons of
Lots
natural light.
of light and windows. They want really good landscaping
Yes,
light,
yes.
9 bedrooms, 12 and a half baths.
Great location. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, okay, so,
What do you
so
bring into
what's,
the
what's the
table?
budget? Yeah, what are we working with?
Like, this is what we're working with when we bring
Yeah.
our pictures. I mean, we're realistic.
we are realistic with ours.
But when these buyers, you got to be careful. You're not just working with this, right? I mean, we would be remiss. It's not like I'm sending a picture of like Angelina Jolie.
Right. Okay.
I'm not bringing Angelina Jolie to the table.
You're very realistic, and I mean, mine's just. I,
I
don't
mean,
even
I'm
have
just blessed that I look like Blake Lively.
Yes. So in this market, buyers, you do look like Blake Lively.
And
Buyers.
you look like that dude,
I
that hot
do, I
smolder
do.
dude with
Yes.
the big pecs and tan.
There's the smolder. Anyway, so in this market, buyers have to be realistic. They have to understand that when you're going into multiple offer situations, you may need to look a little bit below your budget so that you can afford to escalate above it.
Yeah.
The sellers do have the upper hand in this market right now, so you just have to be prepared and have realistic expectations.
Yeah, and this is something we're dealing with a lot right now. We have so many buyers who have been looking for going on a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's just because there's not a whole lot out there. And that's part of what you're working with,
Yep.
right? It's not just the money you're bringing to the table and your credit score and everything else. It's also what's out there. That's what you're working with. And there are ways to give
mitigate.
a great haircut to
Yeah.
any house. I mean,
With
look.
realistic expectations.
Right.
So determine what your goals are. If this is your 5-year house, okay, it's not your end all be all,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna die in this house. So you figure out what's most important and then you make sacrifices.
Right.
If you walk into a house and it's not painted the color you like or it's cosmetic deficiencies, you can change that.
Right.
Kelly is fantastic at helping with design work. We have great
Super
contractors.
fantastic.
Yeah, super. I mean, look at this design work. She's super fantastic. We have great contractors that can actually do the work. So
Yeah.
there are things that we can do, and that's part of our job is
And
helping you manage
additions.
that.
Let's say, well, I don't know. Maybe it's 5 years or maybe it's going to be longer. Great. You can do additions in a lot of these places. Make sure you're looking for a place that you can do that or rent it out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe your financial situation, even if you're moving away, this is still a really great rental market
Yep,
here.
yep.
So you never know. Plus, you can always resell it and be in a good position.
And like we said on one of the previous videos, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. So get a property. get a property, hold the property for at least 5 years. You'll have significant appreciation. You'll have built up equity, and then you make your next move. So it's all a chess game. Looking at for the long term, not the short term.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and shout out to Ed. Thanks for the drinks
Yes,
whenever
Ed,
you ran
thank
into
you.
us out for date night. That was really awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the market report. Thank you for the haircut and for managing expectations or making expectations become real.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's get to the market report. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the numbers here. Just as the feel of the market, since we really didn't discuss that too much as we were discussing our realistic beauty expectations. The market is very competitive right now. We've had buyers that have faced 12 offers on a condo. We've had buyers that have faced multiple offers on basically every kind of structure. We've had sellers that have gotten multiple offers on their properties very quickly. So if a property is priced right, it's going to move quickly in this market. So buyers need to be prepared for that with regards to competition, and sellers need to be aware of that because the market is great for sellers right now. So if you're even contemplating selling, now is the time to get on the market. All right, let's dive into the numbers and show you what's going on. Okay, so orange is, as always, is our buyer activity. And you can see it took a little bit of a dip here this week, just a small little dip, but inventory, of course, took a more significant dip. So this gap, actually, it was here last week. So this was the gap last week, and the gap has increased this week, which of course means that we are now in a stronger seller's market. We moved from here up to here. So again, our trend is continuing in this upward motion as we kind of expected it to do. And then our overall activity in the market has been trending in this upward direction as well. So what this means is it looks like it's going to be a healthy market going into the spring. As we go through the spring and into the summer, it's going to be a competitive market. We're actually having sellers get offers in the coming soon phase again. So this is something new that started this week, but we're in that much of a competitive market right now. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. If you found this market report information helpful, please like and subscribe to the videos, and please share it. We would love to get the word out there. All right, have a great week. Be careful out there, be safe, and let us know if you have any questions. We'll see you next week.